Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it has been a tough week for all of us in the racing industry, those of us here in the Northeast especially, after the incident that occurred here 1 week ago. And tonight, of course, we want to take a moment and a timeout and a pause in our racing action to remember our fallen friend. For those of you who know, Kevin Ward was a regular campaigner in the 360 sprint car ranks with the Empire Super Sprints, the Patriot Sprints, and at various other facilities here in the Northeast. And most of these drivers here, the sprint car racing is a fraternity. And these drivers are your drivers. There's also 360 drivers here with us this evening. And that we are all here together at once to celebrate the life of Kevin Ward Jr. And we have numerous things that we're going to do here this evening. We have some folks that are going to talk. And again, we want to remember Kevin Ward for who he was. And that was a great man and a great race driver and a great friend. So that's what we're here to do tonight, and that's what we want to do. We want to memorialize all that he meant to the sport and all that he meant to all these fine folks that knew him, including myself. I had the pleasure of knowing Kevin Ward, interviewing him multiple times in Victory Lane with the Empire Super Sprints. And I also had the pleasure of knowing his family and his dad. And as I mentioned earlier, I had a chance to talk with his dad yesterday, and all of this stuff, all of the orange and everything that he sees, he is so impressed by the racing community, and he was so happy to see all of the support that his son received in this incident. I say, race fans, give yourselves a hand for the racing community and what we do and what we mean to one another, because it is impressive that we are always able to come together when bad things happen in our sport. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you look off of turn number 2 right now, there's a blue tarp covering a sign. And at this time, we are going to unveil that sign on the backstretch in memory of Kevin Ward. And if you've looked, we have the sign now over in turn number 2. The 13 cones have been down here on the front stretch. I want to do one more thing. Last night at the Empire Super Sprint event, we did the missing man formation. Able to announce and give Kevin Ward one more cheer. And I apologize, this is difficult for me because he was a good friend of mine. But I want to have you give him a hand one more time. And now I believe we have some fireworks coming here in the middle to memorialize Kevin Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we're still, again, we apologize. We're changing the schedule up here. Mike Emhoff, another one, another person who was fortunate enough to know the Wards and Kevin Ward. As we light up the number 13 here in the infield, Mike Emhoff is going to have some words to say.
Thank you, Mike. It's a very difficult time, but ladies and gentlemen, what we all gathered here tonight for is a tribute to and to celebrate the life and the accomplishments of Kevin Ward Jr. Many of you out here may not have known Jr. personally, but I can tell you, for the ones of us that did, Kevin carried a smile almost every day of his life, and he could certainly bring a lighting and laughter to any room that he stepped into. There's a very accurate article written in the Watertown Times this past week, and the headlines read, "Kevin Ward's life was racing." Since the age of 4, Kevin Ward Jr. had been behind the wheel of a race car. It was 1998, and Kevin was old enough then to race some go-karts at the local tracks. He finished second that first night, and he went on to claim 6 track championships and roughly 250 feature wins in only 8 years of racing. Following this, the Ward racing team, along with their son Junior, looked for a new challenge. They purchased a 270 Micro Sprint, started racing that at Paradise Speedway just down the road from here in Geneva. His successes followed him from there, right over from the go-kart days, as Kevin found victory lane the very first night he ran a Micro Sprint. He went on to win 6 more victories that first year. He finished second in the overall points. And the very next year, 2008, and in 2009, he won the track championship along with 30 more victories. The kid could do whatever you needed to do in a race car. In 2010, the team moved up to 360 sprints. Kevin was in his 5th year of racing 360 sprints with the Empire Super Sprints and the Patriot Sprint Tour throughout Northeast United States and Canada, and they even traveled south to Florida and ran there. In 2013, Junior, as he was so well known now, made racing history at the Evans Mills Speedway. As the first Empire Super Sprints race on asphalt, he won despite never being on an asphalt track. It was announced at Junior's funeral this past Thursday that the ESS asphalt event will be renamed and forever known now as the Kevin Ward Jr. Memorial Race. As you can see, Kevin lived to race, and he raced to live. He was known as a guy that would run on the edge with a hammer down all the time. But there's a side to Kevin Jr., and that side was shown just 2 weeks ago. He was at the Patriot Sprint Tour event at Ransomville, and Kevin went out and he broke the track record. He dominated the event, and he was poised to win that event with only 2 laps remaining. Another car hit the wall in front of him, flipped, and he got collected in that race. He couldn't continue. He was done for the night. But not concerned with them being done for the night, that other side of Kevin Jr. showed through as they went and checked on that other driver to their pit area and checked for his condition to see how he was. That is a side of Kevin Ward Jr. that I want to remember from here forth. You ready? Almost. Ward's friends, families, and all of us here tonight should remember him not for an incident, but for the happy-go-lucky kid who he always was, with a smile on his face and doing exactly what he loved, racing hard and racing fast. Kevin will always be remembered as an inspiration and a good man. So I'd like to close with a verse from the Bible, if I may. It's from 2 Timothy 4:7, and it reads this: "Fought a good fight, I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith." Kevin won his race of life, and he was crowned a champion. Godspeed, Kevin Ward Jr. Godspeed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final act here this evening is we're going to launch the number 13 into the sky. Thank you for your support here this evening. We appreciate each and every one of you coming out here as we honor the life of Kevin Ward.